All right, you guys. So I saw an article. So we're going to do a real quick update on Unity, right? If you guys didn't check out the video I did last week of Unity, because mind you, this has all happened in the last 10 days. So the initial shockwave of this happened on the 12th. Anyways, we're getting right into it. This is some stuff we got to really check out. Unity walks back some of its widely criticized pricing updates. A troubling rollout of new policy changes have left developers frustrated and angry. Okay, so let's talk about this. So number one, what they were looking to do is basically collect funds for stuff that people have already done. So if you made more than $1 million, they were looking to retroactively collect that. And to me, that's super messed up, especially with some of these smaller developers, especially like the ones at Among Us, which is, I think it's like a 3, maybe 4-man group that puts in all the time and energy. And I'm sure they don't really make a lot anymore because Among Us has kind of fallen off. Don't get me wrong. It's a fun game. Anyways, basically, they raised the cap. So Unity Personal is the free game engine. So basically they're not going to collect anything from Unity Personal unless you collect more than $200,000 in revenue. Originally it was $100,000, which I still think is kind of low. Unity also said that for situations where the runtime fees does apply, it will kick in when the project has met two thresholds: $1 million in gross revenue over the past 12 months and $1 million on initial engagement, which is the fancy way of saying installs. Okay, I got that. Developers on Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise plans will see fees starting with the next Unity version. So now they're not retroactively implying this. Unity expects developers to self-report this information from data they already have available. I ain't gonna lie. I would not self-report because Unity, this is like super predatory. Games on subscription services like Xbox Game Pass, Netflix games. Truth be told, I didn't even know there was a such thing as Netflix games until today. We'll have to pay a runtime fee, Unity clarifies. The company said that studios should talk to publishers to work out Unity on a mutual beneficial agreement regarding fees. That's the Unity's polite way of saying, hey, talk to Game Pass, talk to Netflix games, and see if they're willing to keep your games on their services and have them pay, or are they going to have you pay? There's a lot of nuisances to the update policies themselves, but the main takeaway is that only developers that make more than $1 million and have more than 1 million installs will have to pay, either via the 2.5% revenue shares or the calculated runtime fees, aka downloads. Unity Games is a game engine widely used by, I already talked about this in my last video, Pokemon Go. Come find out Hearthstone's part of it, which was not a part of the original articles that I was reading. And I think Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were part of this, that run off of the Unity game engine. I just think it's super predatory. Like, why? So they're basically going after developers of games that are somewhat successful, right? That, they're just going to basically charge people like me and people like you that play Unity-based games extra. I mean, I can just see it now. Like, it's super messed up. But anyways, this was the article that I saw that I was like, damn, they really messed up. And that is, Terraria developer sticks it to Unity with $200K in donations to open source competitors. And it doesn't even use Unity itself. I'm telling you right now, I like Terraria. Terraria is a fun game. But I'm telling you, there needs to be more developers, especially smaller developers like, RE Logic, that sticks up to these bigger companies such as Unity, such as, I can see if Unity succeeds with this, guess who else is going to do this shit? Unreal. Who owns Unreal? Epic Games. I can see Epic Games doing a stunt like this. But they basically announced that they are giving away $200,000 to open source game engines as a Unity counter-offensive because it's 100% predatory. In the end, we are donating $100,000 to each one of the open source engines listed below. Godot, Game Engine, and FNA. You know what? Go RE Logic. I mean Relogic, not RE Logic. Because this right here is something that I feel like Unity is potentially going to recover from, but it's going to tarnish their reputation. And I feel like if they succeed and get away with this, other game developing engines are going to do the same. And it's going to end up costing games more. It's bad enough that games are going up in price anyways as it is. People are complaining about it. And I mean, don't get me wrong. It's been a couple generations since we've had any price hikes. And this generation, the price hike goes from $60 to $70. And I see stuff like what's going on with Unity right now. If this continues, that $70 is going to go to $80 real quick. It might only cost them pennies on the dollar when it comes to downloads and stuff like that. But guess what? They're going to pass it on to you. It might cost them 25 cents to, allow you to download it. But at 25 cents, guess what? It's easier just ran up to $10 for them. And on top of that, think about it. My question to you is, I want you guys to think about this. Comment down below your thoughts on this. And that is, why is it digital games cost the same as physical? And if you tell me convenience, that's total fucking bullshit. Because that's one of my biggest complaints when it comes to consoles, when it comes to digital versus physical. Because don't get me wrong, I am a big, and I mean big fan of physical. But at the end of the day, why should a digital game cost $70 and the physical game costs $70? It's because they know you're going to pay for it. And like I said, why is it when they put out a half-ass game, guess what? Baldur's Gate costs $70. You know what else costs $70? Baldur's Gate, yeah, $70. You know what else cost at full price when it first came out? Assassin's Creed Unity, a half-baked game. In my opinion, I feel like we need to, and it's funny, I'm wearing a Assassin's Creed Unity shirt, and you know why I'm wearing it? Because I got it for $2 on sale because nobody wanted it. I was like, I'm going to buy that shirt and use it as a gym shirt while I was in the Navy. But anyways, that's the biggest thing I want you guys to realize is I've been ranting about it, but the thing of it is if we don't speak with our wallets and if we don't take action now, gaming is going to crumble. It's going to cost more. It's no better than the 81 crash when they released E.T., a half-baked game. Guess what? There's a whole landful of those cartridges to show you how letting gaming companies run however they want to run will impact the entirety of the gaming market. It's just, to me, it's just unacceptable. And if companies like this that are sending out game engines, allowing people to be charged more, developers, especially smaller developers, be charged more and not innovate and not allow for bigger ideas, it's just going to lead to a downfall of gaming. But that's just my 2 cents. Y'all take it easy.